Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Floor 26 podcast. It's a show made by young people for everybody. My name is Adam Duffy, and today I am joined by my illustrious co-host, Parsa Pahlevankhah.
Yes, sir.
And a very special guest, Milos Collins, everybody.
Clap for him,
What's
Adam.
going on, everybody?
I've gotten this wrong so many times.
There we go, my
Wonderful.
boy. Welcome.
Wonderful. How you doing, Milos?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Just been working a lot lately.
Hell yeah.
Feels good to be over here, though.
Let me know. Album coming out soon?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. What's the date looking like?
The date is going to be the last Friday of February. I think it's the 26th.
Coming soon?
Yeah, February 26th.
Okay.
All right, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so on this album, like, what kind of songs are going to be included? Like, or can you say how many songs are going to be on it?
So it's going to be 18.
Okay.
And so it's a little bit long for upcoming artists and stuff, but I wanted to show, because I have like kind of a range of styles I like to do. So I've got some stuff on there that's just straight up rap, just hard rap shit. And I've also got like some pop songs and some more like indie type stuff where it's just like guitars and like real drums and stuff like that. So
Hell yeah.
I wanted to be able to show kind of the range of everything I can do on there.
Yeah, and is it going to include like songs like that you've previously released, just like re-released on this album, or?
Yeah, it's got one that's a re-release. I'm not gonna say which yet, but it was one from back in my SoundCloud days, and I feel like it didn't get enough
Love.
on it back in the day because it was when no one really knew and I was just starting out and stuff. So yeah, so that's gonna be on there.
Hell yeah.
Every artist has those hidden bangers that like
Yeah,
nobody
exactly.
knows about because
Yeah,
they just don't know.
Yeah, you got to let the people see, and that is something like you touched on that I noticed when I was listening to your music when I found out you were coming on. Like you have a really big range when it comes to like songs like Enemies, and compare that to Friends. They're definitely like two completely different genres almost, and
two like insane bangers. Like
that's fair.
yeah,
I would
down like my favorite songs from you, and they're both completely like different.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like I can do a lot of different things, and I can just mess around a lot of different genres because I listen to a lot of different stuff growing up too.
Mm-hmm.
Even still now, I listen to a wide range of stuff, and so I'm inspired by a lot of different music.
What's your music background like?
Well, I only had a little bit of like real training. So when I was a little kid, I started actually taking piano lessons when I was like 3 years old, and I took lessons for a while up until like elementary school, and then I moved to Las Vegas when I was in 5th grade, and then when I was out there in middle school, I played in the orchestra for a few years. And so I was playing viola. So that was like 3 years of that. And then I didn't really do music for a while because I was a big like sports guy. I was playing lacrosse and soccer and stuff.
Right.
But then later on, I moved back to Florida because I'm originally from Florida. I moved back to Florida in high school, and I was like the new kid. I didn't know a lot of people, and I was like, you know what? Let me just
do my own thing.
Let me just do my own thing. And I started just making beats in my bedroom, and I was like, oh my God, I love doing this shit. So much fun. And yeah, so I just started making music then, and I've been doing it ever
Especially
since.
when you're committed enough to actually learn the craft and actually like get better at it.
Yeah.
Some people will like get into making beats, and like the music industry is like just like any other industry. It's like the most overdone because everybody thinks it's so easy, but it's actually so hard to get good at.
Yeah, and it's become so accessible nowadays too. Like anyone with
You
a
can
laptop,
crack, yeah.
even just an iPhone, you can make beats. You can record songs literally on your phone only.
Yep.
So
we had a lot of that
oversaturated.
at our high school, definitely. And I've said this before on the show when we're talking about like younger artists who like that are in our circles and stuff like that. But taking the step from like having like, you know, a talent for certain things like making beats and playing instruments, and then actually making something out of it. Because if you look at any high school, like a good portion of like kids are going to have the ability to do a lot of these things, but a very small portion of them actually are able to make anything out of it, and you know, sort of take it somewhere. And so I've always
just like a high school athlete, you know, you think you're gonna get to the league until you see the bigger picture and you see how hard it actually is, and then you're like, I'm not making it.
And that's when you have that decision you have to make. It's like, okay, do I really think I have what it takes? And if I do think that, am I willing to really work at it and really get good at it?
When did you come to that?
That's a good question. Let me think. I think it was when I moved here, because I was in Florida in high school for like a year and a half, and halfway through my junior year, I moved to Atlanta, and it was like the same thing again. I was at a new school again.
New kid.
I didn't know anybody. I was just doing my own thing, and I was just like, I'm just gonna continue what I'm doing. And then I realized like, yo, this is what I love to do, and I think I'm pretty good at it. And I started really taking it seriously at that point.
Hell yeah.
So when you're talking about the things you listened to growing up that inspired your music, I've always been interested in hearing, like, especially rappers, the music they listen to growing up that has influenced their style. Like when I see in an interview, like Trippie Redd is talking about how he listened to like really emo bands that I would listen to when I was a kid because I was super emo growing up, and like saying like how that inspired his music, but like the take he did on it.
Right.
I was curious, like with you, is there anything that like might even be like an embarrassing thing you used to listen to, but that has motivated you to make music, or like it's just very different from the styles that you would employ?
I don't really think there's anything that's super embarrassing, but something that might be shocking to some people. Everyone around me knows I love this band, but I'm a huge Sublime fan, and I listened to like a lot of No Doubt and stuff growing up. So I like ska music a lot and like reggae stuff.
Yeah.
I also listened to a lot of like classic rock growing up. So yeah, I'm super into like rock music as well, and like ska and different reggae stuff like that.
Yeah, we have I have a few Sublime CDs in my fucking 2005 Camry. They're not mine; they're my parents. But like I'll put them in every once in a while. That's pretty hilarious. And then like classic rock. Would you say that's like I don't know, fucking Motley Crue or like further
like stuff like that? Trying to think, what are some bands I really like? Oh, I listen to a lot of Rush. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Rush. They're a Canadian band.
I've heard of them before.
Dude, they're amazing. One of my favorite albums ever is by them. It's called 2112. It's incredible. It's like a full-length album, but it's only like 5 or 6 songs. But the first song is like one song, but it's like 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And it's like just basically a bunch of different songs that they just kind of transition together well. It's just one song. But yeah.
It's the ultimate Bohemian Rhapsody.
So you started making beats early in high school, right? When did you start getting into like vocals and getting yourself a setup?
So I was I started making beats when I was like 16, maybe 15, and at that point I wanted to do vocals as well, because I had been writing raps and stuff since I was in like middle school, writing lyrics and different stuff. But I'm sure you guys went through a little bit of this getting your stuff set up. But
yeah, man, love the lunch freestyles.
Dude, I was like, okay, I want to get a mic and stuff and record on my beats, but it was like expensive, and I was just like a kid, and I was like,
and back in that day, like getting even like a $50 mic is like, it's still like steep, because you're like,
it is crazy how much like your idea of finance is changing from high school to out of high school. Like in high school, I could never imagine getting anything. But it's different. I
didn't know how to set it up either.
Yeah.
So once I finally did acquire a microphone, I couldn't figure out how to get it set up. So I still couldn't start doing vocals yet. So I was still just producing. And then I got a new mic that was like a good one. And I finally figured out how to get everything set up. And that's when I started doing vocals. I was probably like 17, something like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. I have the exact same experience, because I was the one who like when all the equipment was getting bought, it all came to me first, and I was trying to figure out how to use it. And it was a steep learning curve. Yeah, and that was, I was 18 at the time, just turned 18. So I do wonder, like I think a lot of kids run into that problem. Like high schoolers struggle with like taking like, like an interest in music and turning it into anything but mainly with like technology, both in like getting equipment and learning how to use it.
It's because for the most part, like you really do have to learn it on your own. Like it's like,
it takes a while.
Yeah. Like the mic comes with a setup instructions, but it's not like you always think you plug it in and boom.
Yeah. And they don't tell you like what stuff that doesn't come included that you actually need to work.
Comes with no cable.
So I was like, okay, I bought the mic, we're ready to go. I get home, I'm like, oh shit, I need like cords and stuff for this.
Yeah. I mean, these things didn't even come with their cables. I had to go get those.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know what cables I need for this, and I didn't know that I needed cables. And it's just crazy.
Yeah, luckily in our high school, like my favorite part probably was like we had an audio and video class. Oh, and nice. Like we learned most of that stuff there. So when we came out, we weren't completely clueless, but like working with such better equipment and like just everything's just better and more complex. it just gets hard.
Yeah, and definitely more than I think most people would get, even though we had like such a limited knowledge. And I wonder if like that was more invested in high school, that we could see like more artists coming out, like if more kids knew how to work these sorts of equipments and had access to them at a younger age before they sort of got swept up into other things of life. If we could see more artists come out of that. But I don't know, I guess food for thought.
I think it's cool about that also, like we were kind of talking about it earlier. I think it's cool that one good thing about how it's so easy to make beats and get started making music now, I feel like it makes it easier to get started. And I feel like there's a lot more artists now that are really good that maybe before wouldn't have had the chance to do anything because it was so hard to get into like specifically music back.
Especially in like the 2000s, I feel like the like late 2010s, that's when the SoundCloud trend kind of came on. That's when everybody's like, oh, if Lil Pump can't do this shit and get big, what's stopping me?
Right, and all you need is a little bit of equipment in your bedroom. And
type beat like that. Yeah, and that's how a lot of people get started. But what I like a lot about you and like other artists that are more complete, you know how to do it yourself.
Right.
Like, you know how to make your own beat to your tempo, to what you like, rather than looking up a beats per second, like Lil Uzi type beat.
Yeah. I think a lot of artists would benefit from that too, because I can really like do whatever I want. If I'm feeling like super lit one day, maybe I have VJ over and we're like turned up. I'll be like, all right, I'm going to make this trap beat real quick and we're going to go off. Or if I'm like in a different, and that way I don't have to like look it up and try to find one online, or like text one of my friends who's a producer and be like, yo, can you send me some beats? Somebody got to wait around and shit.
And then listen to all of them when you're making what you like. And that I feel like that, like the creative bubble for you is just so much bigger. And I feel like that's why you're so versatile compared to like everybody else that just type beats it.
Yeah. I think it's important for kids to be able to do that.
Yeah, definitely. And it is interesting how we've seen technology kind of just really change. I mean, it's a obvious thing to say, but like how technology changes like big industries where, kids in high school can make beats that, might catch on and get them to like a Little Pump status just from like their bedrooms. And then like, what we've seen like a Reddit forum, destroying the stock market by like it's interesting how like just like certain avenues of technology have allowed us to just disrupt an entire system of both music and finance like that. I just saw the parallels.
Off topic, Dogecoin better go up, man.
Dude, I just found out about that yesterday.
What the hell is Dogecoin?
I promise you, bro, if I'm a millionaire by the end of this week, we'll talk. Dude, literally last night I was getting, because at work, like yesterday, I like bought $15 and it was like 3 cents a share. And I'm like, damn, I'm an idiot. I'm driving back home on like 1:30, and I'm, that drive back, you're not thinking straight. You're just like, damn, I really missed out. And you're like double thinking, triple thinking. I get back, put $200. I buy it at the highest price it's been all day. I wake up, I'm down 100. I'm like, damn it. So now I'm just hoping it goes back up.
Yeah, I hopped on way too late. But wait, so to not get off of this, Dogecoin, is that just like Bitcoin? Like it's just a cryptocurrency?
I think it's just a joke. Like realistically, like it's actually a joke, but it's on every like trading platform pretty much.
Oh, it's just
like
one
you
of those
can
random...
literally buy it on Robinhood, and there are other cryptocurrencies, random ones. And I feel like this one's gonna get it, like because one is 3 cents, it's so easy to acquire.
Yeah.
And two, it's just everybody's talking about it. There's no way it doesn't blow up.
Yeah.
I use Cash App for like, I have a few stocks that I've bought, right? And that day when I first saw the news yesterday, or maybe the day before, when I first saw like the Reddit threads about it, I went on Cash App to see what GameStop was doing, and they had taken GameStop off the thing.
Dude,
like I know like big ones like Robinhood have done that,
dude,
but like
Robinhood, there's no way they can just do that.
I mean, they can, but it's a little shady. But like, Cash App just feels a lot more casual to me. I didn't think they'd take it off, but I literally just searched
Cash App's a lot more sketchy than Robinhood.
I guess sketchy, but like just kind of like I feel like Robinhood being more official wouldn't do, like doing something like that.
Wouldn't do something like that, yeah.
I shouldn't like doubt what these people will do.
Dude, I'm sure a lot of people were mad. GameStop became relevant again. Like I didn't think that was ever going to happen.
They might be going back into business. Who knows?
Yeah, like GameStop got in the news for not selling anything game related.
Yeah.
Like that's some
Yeah.
crazy shit.
That is crazy shit.
I just saved that company for at least like another 6 months before going bankrupt.
Well, they're like extremely relevant now. So.
Yeah.
people might start like going and like selling
go-
their games for like 2 cents a pop now that.
Yeah.
GameStop's such a rip off, man.
Yeah, it is bad,
It's
dude.
ridiculous.
The last time I went there, it was right after my brother came home from like 2 years in Vietnam for a little trip he took there. And I was trying to get him re-educated about everything in America. And we decided to go to GameStop to get like a bunch of old Call of Duty games to play on like our old
nice.
Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And we were talking about like selling a few of the old games we had, but it is such a ripoff. Like,
Dude, I know.
I mean, like it's kind of worn out, but like a $60 game that we've played like almost never, just $2 a pop, just.
Dude, it's crazy. When I was in like middle school and Call of Duty was like becoming a thing for me and my friends, I had a PlayStation 2 from when I was little.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And
Yeah.
we had it for like Guitar Hero and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, okay, I really want to get this PS3 and get this fucking Modern Warfare 2 so bad. I was like, how am I going to do this? And I sold the PlayStation 2 and I was like selling my games at GameStop and stuff. And I was like, dude, what the hell? And I was a little kid. I was like, this is kind of bullshit, man.
As an 11-year-old, you're like,
"There's
this
no
is
way,
sus.
man." It's like, you give me $5 for like 3 games. Are you kidding me?
Dude. Like the only time I've ever went to GameStop was at our middle school. Like we had like the school currency, and like I had bought like a $10 gift card, and like I traded like an old ass. I had 2 PlayStation 3s. I traded the old ass one just to get like a $30 like Turtle Beach headset with a bunch of games.
That's crazy, man.
I mean, it's not really on them though, because 1, they're going bankrupt. 2, they need to like sell it for some sort of
Right.
profit.
Yeah, it's like a pawn shop
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, get it cheap.
it is just what
It's
they kind of have to do.
understandable but stupid at the same time.
Yeah.
And as like a young kid, I remember like elementary school me, like as soon as we go into a mall, like me and my brother, we ditch
Straight
the
to
family
GameStop.
straight to GameStop. Don't buy anything. We just,
Just
look,
look.
because I mean, mom
And they have the
doesn't give
setup
it.
so you can play some shit too that you don't have.
That's facts. Like I almost never had a console growing up. I remember having a PS2 until right before the PS4 came out, where me and my brother played Tekken on it a whole bunch. And then I think my brother got a PS4 when he graduated high school. Like he just bought his own one. But
Man, the PS2 was a great console. I love the PS2.
the
Oh,
PS2
dude.
was good.
That was so much fun. We used to
Yeah.
play Guitar Hero all the time. Me and my family. We'd have like their friends would be over and stuff, and we were having like Guitar Hero parties and shit.
That's where it really started.
So lit.
The music.
my
Yeah.
Not the piano lessons. It was Guitar Hero.
That's
That's
what
what
he
got
said.
Guitar Hero.
I was like, yo, I'm shredding right now. Let's keep this up. I want to keep doing this.
Yeah, someone was like, dude, you could really do this. And you're like, you internalize that. You're like, shit.
Wait, maybe I could. Professional Guitar Hero, dude.
So
Those people that play Guitar Hero, like they stream it and they do the thing where they like when you hit the chord and you have to like just go up and play the
Just pop
dials,
off.
they go crazy. Like I could never do that. That I feel like that takes more skill than being like a fucking Navy SEAL. Some 400-pound dude in his basement.
so
It's insane.
the first time we met, I remember we talked about like whether or not you were gonna stay independent or sign. And you told me that you were gonna try and stay independent for as long as you could. But then you
Yeah.
ended up winning a competition. You
Right.
wanna go talk about that?
Yeah, so
Mm.
I would like to stay independent, but at the same time, I feel like I need those resources.
Absolutely.
So if a label comes to me, like I'm definitely gonna be like, yeah, let's think about it. And I've actually been actively kind of looking for that, cause like I would like to sign to like a independent label
Mhm.
where it's like a smaller label. It's nothing crazy yet, and I can kind of get used to the music industry and start figuring everything out. But yeah, so like with the competition, my friend actually submitted one of the songs that we've been working on. He plays guitar. Shout out Tanner. And so it was just like a demo, and this band that he was following on Instagram, they had posted about a competition they were having. You just submit a song, and if whichever song they pick as their favorite, you get to do all this stuff. And so he submits the song without even telling me, and the song's not even out yet, which is kind of sketchy because
And
I
the
don't want
song
shit being
was?
sent around. It was "Grow Up." It's not out yet. It's gonna
Okay.
be a single for the album though.
Okay.
And yeah, so he like tells me the next day. I'm like, wait, what did you do, man? What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, the Fratellis, man. They have this competition. I submitted "Grow Up" to it, and I was like, okay. I was like, I guess that's cool. And so then we were just waiting around for like a week or two to see what happens. And I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure like not a ton of people have submitted to this. I don't know if they have or not, but I was like, there's no way that I'm not the best one.
Yeah,
because that song is fire, and I don't think a lot of people submitted to this thing. And then like 2 weeks after that, I wake up and I check my phone and I see that I got some emails, and basically telling me that they liked me and they wanted to go with me.
Damn.
And I was like, what the hell's going on? Next thing I know, the very next day, well, actually that same day that I got that email, I'm on Zoom with the band and with the label and with the people who are doing the competition. And then the very next day, I'm on a flight to LA. I was just having my normal life, and all of a sudden, next day, I'm in LA. I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on, man. This is crazy. They put me up in a hotel.
I know you're not.
That's that movie. That's that movie story right there.
I was like, this is insane. I can't believe this is happening right now. All of a sudden, I'm in LA. Like, bro, I got to go to the studio tomorrow. So I got to re-record that a different song actually, because I won with that one, but they liked Friends a lot too, and they're like, I think we want to go with this one because the band liked it a lot.
Awesome.
And so I was like, oh, so basically I won with 2 separate songs.
Let's
so
fucking go.
And then so the competition is you get to re-record a song in the studio, and this is actually the studio we went to, Sunset Sound in LA. And so I recut a bunch of vocals, we recut the guitars, and we had the band's engineer there with us in studio, and he was mixing stuff in studio and recording us and helping us work through the song. And the lead singer, John, from the Fratellis, he was giving us advice on song structure and arrangement and stuff like that. And so we basically got to collaborate with them. And then after the song was done, I got to do that music video. And they hired a whole team of people. They had insane equipment.
Okay, so that was in LA, the Friends music video.
Yeah, so I was there for about a week, and all that stuff got done while I was there. It was that single. I was in that studio for a few days working on that. One of the days we were filming the entire time. So I'm trying to like finish this song, but at the same time they're like, okay, we need you to do these shots. We need these shots for promo. We have to do all this other stuff. And I was like, bro, I'm super stressed out. I have 2 days to finish this song, and like it needs to get done really well. And you guys are trying to like film me and stuff, but at the same time I was like, this is fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, it's like good pressure. God. So what was interesting was like you told us that the music video was shot in LA and it did look really good. And but when I was going through like kind of your catalog of stuff, you know, when I looked at the 2 songs like Friends and Enemies, you know, the 2 songs that you have music videos for, I thought they had a really similar visual style, and it kind of made me seem like there were like a lot of similar direction behind the 2 of them, even though they were, you know, 2 completely different genres of music essentially, which I do can commend like a having a consistent visual style, even though you have a range of stuff. But knowing that like one was directed, you know, like locally with like your like
some SCAD kids I knew.
Yeah, some guys from some college students, and then one was recorded in LA is interesting. I not something I expected.
I think that's because with the first one, I was like heavily involved with that, with the directing and stuff, and getting all those like those moody lights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I think that when I was in LA, they kind of knew that was my vibe, and and I was also helping direct a little bit with them too, because I told them that I had a background in photography and stuff, and they were like, okay. And then I was like, yeah, I don't know if you guys really want any ideas from me, but like, let me know, because like I'm getting ideas. And I was like, I know you guys know what you're doing and shit, but if you want ideas, I have a lot. And he was like, okay, yeah. He's like, yeah, it's great. And I think the only reason why he let me do that is because I had a photo background.
Yeah, if you're just some guy just like, hey, I can help you do a music video, like, sure, buddy. Yeah, sure you can.
Sure.
So I
just
think
go stand in that corner real quick. We'll get
they're
back
like,
to
you know what? Just stand over there. You're the talent. You just
exactly.
Just
talent.
there.
Just go sit in your
We're
chair.
gonna do it. Don't worry about
We'll
it.
tell you when you're supposed to come on set.
We'll tell you what to do, okay, kid.
So how did they offer you a deal?
Yeah, so I got a deal for it's just a 1-song deal for that song for Friends. So I got to do a little deal for that. But I was happy there was only 1 song, because it was good to just kind of figure out
that experience.
Yeah, get that experience and not be like, yo, this is like a 3-album deal and it's your first record deal and you're totally out of your element and, you know, long-term deal. I was like, I didn't want that because I was scared because I don't know what to expect with that. I don't know how things go, but now I have a little bit better understanding of how to go about that. You gotta hire lawyers and stuff like that.
It sounds like you jumped in the deep end, really. I mean, just
but it was good that it wasn't too extreme. It was just one song, so I kind of jumped in the deep end, but it was only for one song.
And then you hopped right out, and then
so then it's like, oh, okay, now I have this experience. Now I know what to like look for. Now I know what to do, what not to do a little bit more.
And did they give you any advice on that, or they were just like, if you want a 3-album deal, let us know?
No, I'm actually trying to work on that right now. I'm trying to convince them.
Damn.
now that I kind of got a little feel for it, I'm like, okay.
Are you still keeping in touch with them? Like,
yeah, I talk to them pretty regularly. I talk to people from the label as well as I talk to the manager from the Fratellis a lot too, because he was kind of helping coordinate everything with me, and he was like my middleman between everyone else, all the other parties that were involved.
Just like every manager,
Yeah, so he was like kind of managing me for that little period of time. So I keep in touch with him. I just sent him the album the other day, or I sent him some songs from the album. Because he's been asking to hear it, so hopefully he likes it.
So is
the album done, or are you still touching it up?
Oh, it's completely finished, yeah.
It's completely.
I was just waiting on cover art, which I got yesterday. So
Sweet.
That is a weird spell when you know you have everything done, and you're just like, you have to, you still have to wait for that date you set in the future. It must be kind of exciting, you know. Just
it's super exciting.
When we were starting off, it was just like the same thing. Like everything was like coming in every other day, and like we're like, okay, when the hell can we like set it up?
Yeah,
and it's just like a month-long process of like making sure everything's good to go, and like even then everything was ready to go, we still didn't put it out because we knew we weren't ready to go. So we just had to get ready.
Yeah, when I was in LA and I was doing all that stuff, that was like early November, and I wasn't really supposed to talk about it or post anything until like after the fact. So all the stuff that you saw me posting on Instagram and stuff, that was once I was already back here. So I was documenting everything while I was there, but I wasn't, only people that knew I was there was my close friends and family.
Damn.
And I was like, dude, I'm here. Like, this is like the coolest shit I ever did in my life. I'm not allowed to post about it on Instagram. I'm like in this crazy studio and I can't like post on my story like while I'm working on the song or something. Or
that feels bad. That feels bad.
I would definitely go.
Yeah, I'd sneak a little.
Sneak a little.
I was taking pictures and stuff the whole time, but I just wasn't allowed to post it for like a few weeks. So I was just dying, waiting to post that shit.
Damn, that's such a long time, man.
And the song didn't come out until December. So I had to wait a while. I was like, dude, it sounds so good. I'm so ready for it to come out. Come on.
Hell yeah. A lot of anticipation. Did you go around LA at all while you were there? Like just the city in general?
I did a little bit, but I didn't really have time to do a lot because it was packed schedule. I had like one day to chill, and the one day that I was off, I had to get ready because I was doing a live stream performance because the Fratellis were going to do a live stream show and I was opening for them. So we had to film that the next day. So I had to get prepared for that. So I was super
it was a day off.
Day off, but I was like, dude, I got a lot of shit to take care of before this fucking performance tomorrow, man. And I was so scared, bro, because I never done a performance like that was that important before.
Which part of Florida are you from?
I'm from St. Pete. It's like Tampa area.
Okay.
I grew up in Treasure Island.
How was that? Because a lot of love it.
Yeah.
Florida is either you love it or you hate the shit.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh God, I lived in Florida for about a year. I wasn't born there, but I moved there for about a year, and I lived. I think it actually was near the Tampa area. Although I'm completely blanking on Florida geography, but I barely remember it. But I have like, the memories I do have are pretty fond. You know, it's a nice place. Everyone rags in it, and there are some. Like a little bit of validity to it,
stories and
but
stuff. Dude, this shit happens all the time. I've never seen it, but I see it on the news all the time. It's like Florida man on meth, like
eats someone's face. I don't fucking know,
dude,
but but like it's a good place. I think like 99%.
And the area that I grew up was a beach town, so the house I lived at was on the water, and it was like walking distance from the beach. So.
That's
There's
tight.
nothing not to love about that.
Are you like a Florida rap guy at all? Like, do
What do
you
you
like
mean?
that scene at all? Like Kodak.
Oh yeah,
People
dude,
like
I love
that.
Kodak. Kodak is awesome.
Because
He's hilarious.
a lot of the SoundCloud like scene was from Florida. Like
Yeah, like
Ski
X
Mask,
and Ski,
X,
yeah.
Yeah.
all those guys.
Yeah. Pump too, and also
Yeah, I was thinking- I was trying to think of-
Dude, I don't even want to talk about it. Man. He's so,
I feel you.
dude. He just posted with Riley Reid the other day.
My man is.
He's wilding. at
Yeah,
all
he's
times.
wilding, dude.
I mean, I would too, man. That man's loaded.
yeah.
He's something else.
So I guess in the same vein as Florida rappers, are you just gonna become like a super big Donald Trump fan?
Hell no.
Little Pump, Kodak Black.
Fuck no, man.
It just seems like the trend. Once you 10 years from now, you commit a crime, you get pardoned. I think you'll.
I'm gonna be like, bro, keep me here. I'd rather stay here, bro. I'm good on that.
Dude, I'm really surprised he didn't like pardon Melly. But Melly does have.
Well,
few
okay,
murder
that's
charges.
different. What did Kodak? Wait, what did Kodak do to get in prison?
That was like
gun
a-
charges, I think,
he had
or probation.
he lied on a form trying to get a gun.
Melly double homicide.
Yeah, Melly murdered some people.
He didn't pardon TK, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Is TK Florida too?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm really mad about TK, bro. He had 2 good songs.
It's sad because he was so young too.
He was 17.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I remember when that came out, and it was 2 years ago, right? TK. How long ago was
2,
that? Jesus,
Yeah.
that was before I was really into pop culture at all, like rap at least. I remember just seeing it though, and I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited for Bobby to come home.
Oh, Bobby Shmurda.
I can't wait. I've been waiting on that for years, bro.
Dude, I hope he really comes back and just like,
Goes crazy.
yeah, just like starts off where he left off type
Like,
stuff.
Kind of like Gucci.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
where he went, he came back and he was just
yeah,
on
redemption
fire.
tour straight
Yeah.
up. That man
Yeah.
got, dude, if jail does that to you, man,
Prison
I'm
breeds
not going to say it.
prison breeds creativity, man. I'm just saying, like maybe just like go up to like a civil servant and just deck him in the face and spend a
Dude,
few days in county
I
jail.
I'll
was,
go viral.
I was on Instagram and like one of these meme pages, like he just posts like a bunch of like posts about like jail and like what's it like in there, and like they all have like flat screen TVs, PS5.
Yeah.
Dude, you'd be surprised, man. They
I
like
see
get-
stuff sometimes of like people in jail and they have like a TV in there and they're posting like a video on like Instagram or
Android.
TikTok or something. I'm like,
on their phone, it's like it's crazy.
dude, they pretty much have everything but freedom. Like it's literally,
that's what I always see on those memes. It's like, y'all got everything in there but freedom.
yeah, like it's like a Galaxy like S4 video, like, and then like this guy's like toting around 2 like machetes.
Dude, I saw
like,
that video. Yeah, it's crazy. I was,
Dude, I'm like, what?
The prison system is wild, and man.
Is it actually, dude? I didn't know it was like all that, because my only like previous like knowledge of the prison system was Prison Break.
The
Like,
fucking show,
yeah,
Prison
bro.
Break. You watched it?
Yeah,
The whole thing?
I watched it front, backwards, like everything.
I
just,
love
like,
Prison
start
Break.
that's
to
a
finish.
great show.
That's
Dude,
a wonderful
it's a great
show.
Really
show.
good show. Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Season 5.
So did you have? So
That
was your
was-
vision of prisons like? I mean, I'm trying
But
to
that
think.
was like max security though. Like,
Or was it like the Mexican prisons? You know, where it's like super dirty.
dude, that season was
People
bad.
eating rats and stuff like
Dude.
that. Those seasons were crazy.
Those seasons.
Dude, that guy's a badass though.
Michael.
Dude.
Yeah.
Savage.
Just the entire premise of the show is one of my favorites, man.
He's
Just,
Yeah,
built
it's sick.
different.
Oh yeah.
he is built different.
Like,
sure.
dude, he somehow figured out how to tattoo like
a
prison,
blueprint on his bag.
a-
That's crazy.
a blueprint, everything, like the boat name on his arm. Like he couldn't just remember that. Like that's
Yeah,
what
well,
I'm like.
I think a lot of shows would have like a super smart character that memorizes all these things, but he's like, nah, hell no, I'm just gonna get it tatted all over my body.
I'm gonna be in jail. I,
like the
don't know what
concept
happens to me.
I like that concept better because he's all tatted up.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
looks
a
sick,
thing,
too.
man.
100%. Yeah,
It's like nah.
it
this is
definitely
my
makes
escape
sense.
plan.
Because you don't know what happens to you in prison. You know, you hit your head on the wall and boom, the whole plan's canceled. Your brother's gonna
Yeah.
die. You're stuck in jail.
Well, I remember one of like the most defining moments of like me maturing as a kid. I was like 6 years old when this episode came out, but it was the Prison Break episode where he's in like the steam room and he's hiding from a guard and he has to like press his back up against that pipe that like
Oh.
sears part of like the map off. Spoiler alert. And I remember I was a little kid just watching it with like my parents and I was like, oh shit, that's crazy.
You know the intro song, bro?
Yeah.
Every time me and my family were watching it, bro, I would be running around on all the couches, doon,
Going hard.
Dude, I love that. Like my parents would tell you too. Like That show is my shit.
Apparently, like he had to sit in like makeup for like 4 hours every day
God.
before set. I mean that because that shit I was
Yeah.
like
I just probably
you.
just get it tattooed on me.
That might
That's
be
what
a little
Shia
too
LaBeouf
much.
did
Yeah.
for his new movie or whatever.
That's
Tax
crazy.
Collector, I think.
Damn.
He got his massive chest piece
For a
for
movie.
the movie.
I mean, I guess for someone like Shia LaBeouf, it's different. But like,
Yeah, 'cause he's
like
got
if
a
that
lot.
guy, if I forget who the actor
Michael
is,
Schofield.
Michael Schofield, the character.
Yeah.
I mean, if he got that tatted on and then like shows,
This show gets canceled
yeah, exactly.
first
They're-
season.
yeah, like they're prone to getting canceled first season. Like that would be such, that'd be
Yeah.
so sad, dude.
I feel
Getting
like it's
full
safer
body.
since it was a movie for Shia LaBeouf, but also he probably just wanted to get.
He's
the
Shia
tattoo.
LaBeouf. He's like, he'll take any
And
excuse
it's
to
a
like, get
chest
like
tat, so he can like
Just,
hide that in other roles.
what does it
mean,
look like? Like,
It's like super dense, big tattoo on his chest. it's intense. It's big.
no shape, no character, no nothing. It's
I don't know.
intense.
I don't know what's on it, but it's just like super dense. Like
I saw that
Dark.
too. It happened a
like,
minute
not
ago.
a lot of space in there. It's
Uh-huh.
just dark.
I've been trying to think when I should get like my chest piece, you know, because I'll get one eventually.
Oh, dude,
But
100%.
I don't like
You gotta get buff first.
I gotta get buff first.
Cause okay,
I guess yeah.
here's the logic. Okay, you go get a tattoo
Or at
right
least
now.
start getting buff first.
Yeah, you go get the tattoo right now, and then you're like, damn, bro, I really just want to start going to the gym. Boom, you go to the gym, your tattoo's all stretched
okay,
out now.
okay. I mean, hell, I am buff.
All right, man.
You can't tell. I'm wearing the hoodie. I'm wearing the hoodie.
What
We're-
I gotta
we're all
say
wearing
about that is I've got a bunch of tattoos on my arm, and I'm still super skinny. But over the summer, because of quarantine and stuff, I was just like lifting the whole time. I put on like 20 pounds, and I gotta say my tattoos looked way cooler.
Before.
No, now.
Oh,
Now
okay.
that I put on the weight,
So counter to him.
Yeah,
They didn't like mess up at all, like
they
from
didn't
your
look
skin.
like weird, stretched out or anything. They just look dope because I have muscle now.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Fuck you, Parsa. Maybe it's different on the chest, but no, I've been thinking
Yeah,
like
sure.
It's just it's one of those things that young people don't think about when they're getting tattoos,
Yeah.
and then they go and get the tattoo, and then boom, 2 years later, like half of it's down here, and then the other
Yeah,
half's
that's
up
true.
here.
Yeah, I see like seniors at our school who have like chest pieces already. I'm like, and like they haven't even stopped growing yet, and it's like, dude, that's gonna look whack
Yeah,
in like 2 years.
and especially when you get your man body, like
Yeah.
because that happens eventually.
Yeah.
But dude, my plan: laser all this off this summer, get tatted.
Oh, shit.
Laser your hair off.
Yeah,
Dude, whenever I get a tattoo, I have to trim all this hair off, bro.
yeah.
It's
I
forever to
already,
come
man,
back.
am bare on my wrist.
See,
There you
dude,
go.
you live a different lifestyle.
Yeah.
like
like, I'm-
heritage, man.
Hairy
I'm
boys.
I'm sure you struggle with this too. Like everybody's like, "Oh, dude, you have such a nice beard, man. I wish I could grow a
Yeah, it's
beard,
a
man."
struggle, bro.
I'm like, bro, I've had this shit since I was 16. I am tired of shaving this shit off. Like it's annoying at this point. Like
Yeah.
it's not the.
Dude, I love having my beard.
I mean, it's a nice little thing because not
It's
everybody
awesome.
has it.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Now you're making me feel self-conscious.
Adam,
I
I
didn't
would
think-
I
You got
would
the nice
trade for
clean
your
shaven.
face any day of the week.
I mean, you can get your face laser too.
No,
I mean,
but then
it sounds
there's
kind
no
of like
point. What if in 2 years I want a beard
Yeah.
and I can't
That's-
grow it out?
Got a point there. Got a
Yeah.
point there. One of my favorite chest pieces is Conor McGregor's. He has
Oh,
like the huge
dude.
tiger on his
Tats
chest.
are so sick.
His tats are sick, and I was thinking like, what would I get? I've been thinking a lot about like just tattoos I should get, but I don't want to. There's a lot of things where it's like I have a list. It's like a Google Doc of like potential tattoos. I've had it going for like 2 years now, and like the ones at the top, my first entries, I'm like, I would never get that.
I would never.
Like I
Yeah.
should not get that
That's
because
why it's
that
good
would.
to take your time with it.
I would
have
regret
stuff
that.
like that too. I have on Instagram, you know how you can do a little like saved collections. I
Yeah.
have one that's like tattoo inspiration. I've been putting stuff in there for years, and some of them I have now. Yeah.
Awesome.
Like the first one I might get is I want to get like a 6 in Roman numerals, like right between the where your collar stands and to where like a chain like drops like on the back of your neck. So
Okay.
right in
Ah.
that perfect piece.
Yeah.
Was that your soccer number?
But not
There you go.
because of that.
Okay. Okay.
But I did wear it. Dude, the number 6 is just a beautiful number.
It's a good one.
What's your favorite number, Adam?
What's my favorite number? 26. I'm sorry.
This guy, man.
It's 7. My favorite number is 7.
Fuck you. But anyways, like one thing about actors, especially like that try to like we were talking about Shia, whatever his name is,
Shia
like
LaBeouf.
yeah, him like taking it serious to the point where he actually gets it tattooed on him. Like Heath Ledger, like he did that and he turned out great. And then the other Joker that I don't even want to remember his name.
Wait, you're saying Heath Ledger turned out great?
Yeah.
I guess you could say that.
As a joke. I mean, not,
No, as Joker, yeah. Joaquin Phoenix is the new Joker.
Yeah.
no. The
Oh,
one
shit.
before that. The one that was really
Jack
shit.
Nicholson?
What was that his name?
He's like the OG one.
Yeah, the
No.
guy who was in The Shining. He's like,
See,
here's
that's how I
Johnny.
know he was a shit Joker that none of you guys even know I'm talking about. The Suicide Squad Joker.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
Trash.
That was like weird, but Jared Leto's a great
30
actor, but that movie was just like different vibe than what we're used to.
100%. It was
viewers for that kind of thing.
It was experimental, but not in like a way that clicked with people. Did you fuck with 30 Seconds to Mars?
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, like like somewhat. Like their best hits were like, good, like radios songs.
I don't know.
You never listened to Jared Leto's
No.
band?
Nope. What year is that?
Like 2014, 2015. Like,
Okay, I didn't know English back then, man. Leave me alone. All right, man.
Parsa, I keep forgetting you're from the trenches, man.
Dude, from the desert,
From
bro.
the
That's what I'm trying to go to Nevada, bro. Like,
If you like the desert, definitely go, man.
Hell yeah.
Especially for some 5 picks too. I know
Yeah,
you can get some
for
5
sure.
flicks over there.
Oh yeah,
Utah's technically a desert. You go to Utah.
Isn't there a shit ton of snow?
yeah.
In the
Depends-
winter, but
depends
like
what part.
it is technically a desert.
It's also cold as shit.
It is cold as shit over there.
Dude, I can't do cold, especially in Georgia. I don't know what it is.
It's been freezing lately.
I just
cold.
don't dress for the occasion. Like, I just wear a hoodie and a t-shirt, and then boom, I step outside and I'm cold as shit.
I like when it's really cold, but not for too long, because then I get to put on a bunch of layers and do crazy fits.
Dude,
I can get fresh. It's hard to get fresh in a t-shirt and shorts when it's hot as shit. Bro.
Yeah, I guess.
dude, back in the day with my car, like my old car didn't have AC.
Same.
So we would go on long drives and like all windows down. I'm blasting like the AC and it's just like blasting warm air, and then like I bring a change of like extra t-shirt and shorts because like everything's
Yeah.
just sweating,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, dude, driving in your car, like senior year during the summer, like during like the summer into like fall time, it fucking sucked.
Dude, the front window stopped working eventually too. so
His car was just a death trap. It was just like a box that you just got like
Half of the
heated.
doors
It.
didn't
It was
work,
like an
man.
oven. It was awful.
Dude, my old car was like that too. Had no AC, and I one summer I was taking classes in Atlanta at SCAD
Mhm.
because I had not done so well, particularly in some classes, and I was going to SCAD in Savannah, but I was here for the summer, and I needed to make up some credits, so I was taking classes in the summer, and my AC in the car didn't work at the time, and it was so hot that summer here in Atlanta.
Oh, and
It was here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so ridiculously hot. I would get on the highway and put all the windows down, and it was like a blow dryer, dude.
Dude, and
was
like
so
driving
hot.
on the
Dude.
highway,
It was
like
better than having
70,
the windows up.
Mhm.
like driving on 75, like with windows down, it's just not good, man. Because
Yeah.
like you want to skip some people, but then you're like, boom, wind in my
You
eye.
can-
Like,
Yeah, and
It's
like when you
terrible.
pass by them, they can like see you. It feels like way more personal. But so with SCAD, I guess we were talking before the episodes about how you went to SCAD for 2 years, right? The Savannah College of Art and Design, for anybody who doesn't know. And you then you left, and you're talking about how, I guess just so I can get a better understanding, you left because you wanted to pursue music, and you
Yeah.
didn't think SCAD was like a good way for you to keep doing that, or
Yeah. So I was going to SCAD for photo, major, fashion, minor. And yeah, I just like, I didn't have a lot of time to work on music because I was playing lacrosse to pay for going there. And I was super loaded up with classwork and stuff like that. But I still like made it work. I was still making music every day. Like I would come home after class and stuff like that. It'd be late at night, and I would have had practice that day and a bunch of classes and do all my work. And then I would stay up super late just so that I could like make a few beats and work on some songs. And
like
I did
grind
that all
right
the
there, man.
time. I would be pulling all-nighters for no reason just so I could
do what you like.
have some time to make some music because I would be so packed all day. And I was like, dude, what am I doing here? Like, I don't really want to be a professional photographer. It's like cool, but what I really want to do is make music. And they do have like a sound design major there, but I felt like if I did sound design, I would have like started to lose a bit of that passion. I was afraid that it was going to start feeling like schoolwork because I really always hated school and I don't like the structure of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I would
Yeah,
just feel
we
like I'm
talk
being
about that
forced to
all
do
the
stuff.
time.
Yeah, like they would be forcing me to do things that I don't want to know how to do or don't need to know for what I'm trying to do. And then even just like thinking about it, how I'd be getting forced to make stuff a certain way, and I wouldn't get to have my own time schedule, because that's one thing about art school people don't realize is like you have to you'll have like an assignment due, or you'll have like a big project, but you get a certain amount of time for it, and a lot of times it feels really rushed, because with art sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you need a lot of time to get it right.
Yeah.
And with that, it's always, you got to finish it quick. So a lot of projects when you turn in, for most kids, they're not finished all the way. And then kids they're not into their work because they didn't get to finish it.
I've heard that from
that's
a
how
lot
you
of
lose
students.
your creativity, and like
Yeah, then you start losing drive for it. And
it puts that cap on you, and then you're like, it kills your motivation. Really.
And I was afraid that was going to happen for me with music. And I was like, dude, I'm not going to risk that, because this is like my thing. I'm so passionate about it. I don't want to risk losing that drive for this. So I'm gonna just do something else that I know I'm good at, and do music in my spare time. And then eventually I was like, dude, this is so expensive, this school. I'm like dreading it. I feel like I'm wasting all my time here. So let me just go for it while I'm young and try to pursue this music stuff.
Yeah, I definitely think that, taking a risk while you're young is the best thing you can do. We have a sort of deficiency of that, of like younger people trying to take like creative risks, or like starting things, when really it's the best time to do it. Like fail when you're in your 20s, or
exactly,
and you have a whole lot of time to like reset.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, I'm young right now. If I'm gonna go after this for a certain amount of time. I'm always gonna make music for the rest of my life because I love doing it. But I was like, let me go hard and really put all my effort and time into this, and just focus on this. And if I don't make it by a certain point, I can always just go back to school. I already had 2 years, so I don't have to go for 2 years, and I can get my degree and do whatever. But
a lot of people, like, it's just the general consensus of like, oh, this guy like dropped everything to go make music. He's just another guy that's not gonna make it.
Right.
But, like, and that's why a lot of people are scared to take that like step outside the box. And
I can't tell you how many times like after I first dropped out, how scary that shit was, bro.
Oh, dude, no, 100%. Like it's really those thoughts that you give yourself that you're like, like that one night, all day you're like, I'm me, I got this shit. Eventually it's gonna work out, and then you get home and you're in bed and you're like, what if it doesn't?
Yeah, you're like in bed about to fall asleep, and you're like,
I just dropped out of school.
What am I doing with my life? And next morning you're making stuff. You're like, dude, I'm sick. This is awesome, man. I'm killing it.
Yeah.
And then that night it like comes back to you. You go through that cycle for a while, definitely. But yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you, man. I mean, I can't even imagine how many like prospective artists have like gone to like a school like that. Like, just like their passion has been completely halted by like sort of the, I guess, like the process of creativity, like having to like have your work be creativity, where you have to like push things out on a schedule like this. How many students, maybe like you, have graduated like a degree in sound design and become like audio engineers instead of like really going for like a passion in making music? And
instead of becoming like your own musician, your own like doing what you like, you had these learning standards, and you know how to do this and you know how to do that, and there's no creativity in it because you're doing what's been laid out.
And
previously.
I'm not trying to bash on school or anything. Like I think it honestly depends on the person. I have a friend, Mileage, who he went there. He was on the lacrosse team with me too, and he was sound design, and he's a producer, and it worked out perfectly for him, and he's doing really well. And because he's a producer, and so he was doing engineering, and he's got a gig at a studio here in Atlanta, and he's producing all the time, and it's good for him. It worked out for him, but just for who I am as a person and what I'm trying to do, it wasn't the right path for me.
It's because everybody fails to tell you that it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Like
that's true.
Like a lot of people that don't know what they're doing, they'll be like, school's not for me. But a lot of people that do have that motivation, they're like, okay, well, I'm a self-motivated person. I know what I want to do. I guess school's the only way to go. And then you go to school and you're like, school's not for me. Like, I know I don't want to be a bum doing nothing, but just school's not for me. Yeah,
and part of it was that it wasn't like I was just like, oh, I don't like school, I'm going to drop out. It's like, no, I had an actual detailed, very specific plan of what I wanted to do instead. It wasn't like I was just going to drop out and figure it out. I figured it out and then dropped out, and I was like, okay, I know exactly what I want to do, and I started doing it.
a lot of people that, you know, you'll, for example, tell them that, hey, I'm dropping out to, like, pursue my music career. They're like, okay, yeah, he's just going to drop out and, like, just make beats.
That's true. You
But
do hear that a lot.
It's really not that. You know, a lot of people actually have plans to make it. And, like, this is one of the things that pisses me off about, like, my new friends in college. They all think I'm some dumbass idiot, and I, like, never have a plan for that. It's because the way I act. I always, I'm a big clown
Parsa is
guy.
criminally underrated by the people that like we've interacted. Like I mean, I've known Parsa for like 3-4 years now. Like been like friends with him for like a few years now, and like the one consistency among people is that they always think he's such a bum. And I mean like partially they're right.
No, they'll think like I don't know what I'm doing, but secretly I'm always thinking, I'm always like making up a plan. I always like every problem that comes to me, I immediately come with 5 solutions.
Yeah, and you don't have to tell everybody.
Yeah.
You know, that has nothing to do with them.
100%. Like everyone's always asking like what you're like. It's better to, I think, hold back. Like only like don't push your ideas of like, I'm gonna be an artist.
And
I'm gonna do this.
You don't have to tell everything. You can give a little bit and be like, here's what I want to do, but you don't need to know everything that I'm planning on doing or how I'm planning on achieving what I want to do. And just because I don't tell you doesn't mean I'm not out here grinding.
Speaking of that, like, have you ever heard of the app Clubhouse?
I have, yeah.
So apparently, like, there are these like chat rooms that you can go into, and like big movie producers, big show producers, and you come and like give them your idea like straight on a silver platter, and then they'll be like, "Oh, that's great. Yeah, we'll talk to you later."
Take your
3 months later, you got your show on TV, and they didn't tell you nothing.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of sketchy trying to send demos to like labels and stuff like that, because like this stuff's not copyrighted yet.
That's true.
And I don't trust anyone in the music industry. Music industry is wild. It's like the Wild West. There's like no rules.
Very little regulation.
Yeah, so you have to be careful with stuff like that, especially when you're undiscovered. You're not someone who's famous or anything like that.
It's a lot easier to take somebody out with no name than take out a company with years of reputation.
And I've seen it happen a bunch of times with like especially with like clothing designers, where like a big place like H&M or something will like take a design from like a young designer who's in school or something.
Slap on vibes.
Yeah, they just slap it on their design, start selling it, and the designer who clearly is the one who came up with that design, and they have all the receipts for it, nothing happens because they can't fight against
they can't do much
corporation like H&M or something. You know?
Yeah, and even if you do, what are the chances you win?
And like all the legal costs and stuff like that.
They have so much money they can drop on legal people. It's crazy. Like, you're not gonna be able to do anything.
Every company has lawyers up though.
Yeah, exactly.
Interestingly enough, Floor 26 technically isn't copyrighted.
We should get that
any second now. We could get dogged out. But like we were saying with not like, you know, spilling all about your plans and what you're doing in life, you know, just letting people observe you from the surface. There's always like the phenomenon where it's like when you state your goals constantly, like, oh, I'm going to lose weight. Oh, I'm going to like make music, like, or I'm going to do this. Like consistently things happen a lot less when you advertise them like crazy.
For sure.
Like,
for sure.
It's definitely like, just like, stop telling people that you're going to do something. Just tell yourself that you're going to do it and you know, go from there.
Because instead of like the habit becoming, oh, I'm actually going to make music, it's let me post in my story in the stew.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm in my bed, like laying down watching YouTube, in the stew working.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it becomes a like act rather than a passion.
Yeah. And then you feel like some pressure to keep up because you're like, oh, I told them I was going to do this. Now I have to, or I have to do it at the speed that I told them I was going to do it. Maybe it's going to take longer than you thought. And then you feel some type of way about it because they expected certain things from you or whatever. You know, it's good to just keep it to yourself, do things the way that you need them to be done at your own pace, and they can see after.
And
100%.
It's not even a pace thing. It's like, just like some days, man, you wake up, you're like, it's just not a music day, man. I want to go outside, you know. That becomes 2 days. Boom, you're 2 days behind schedule now. Yeah. But then the next 2 days, you feel great. You feel motivated.
Exactly.
Like, there's some days that, like, I wake up, I'm like, damn, it's a podcast day. And I come here, and I'm cheered up by Adam. He's like, hey, buddy.
I have to be here, Parsa. One of my favorite quotes of all time, I heard it. It's a weird place where I heard it, but it's from a TV show. And it just says, always under promise and over deliver. You know, so never
Totally.
say what you're gonna do, but always do more than what people expect of you.
And that's a general habit. That's a really good habit to have too. I don't know who it was. It was on this show, and he was a big stunt guy. The guy that like stood in ice for like 2 days or something. David Blaine, and he was like, every like drill I do to get prepared, I always go over. Like for example, if I'm shooting for a minute, I'm at least going for a minute and a half, because if you cut it short, that makes it okay for you to give up before. But when you're going over, you know, like that's your new milestone, and you got to beat it next time, even though you're aiming for lower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you know for a fact you can do that.
Yeah, and
you've done more than that so many times.
Builds great character, and that's
or
like
if something goes wrong, you have more of a
leeway
chance
to wiggle yourself out.
Yeah, to be able to withstand it if you're used to doing something more extreme.
You feeling cold, Milos?
A little bit, but my basement at my house is pretty cold.
Okay, I'm glad you're used to it. That was one thing, because it's been a long time since we had just like a guest on that we are already familiar with. But thank you for coming on.
Definitely, man. It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, it was really awesome to hear your story. It's like from an observer's point of view, it seems very like storybook, like, you know, like plopped into LA. I'll be really excited to see where you go.
Yeah. Excited for the album. Last Friday, February.
Me too, dude. I'm so excited to put it out. It's been a while. It's my first album, so
you better give us some leaks.
I got you guys. I'll play you some stuff.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome. But before we go, Milos, if you want to talk to the camera or talking to your microphone about, you know, when this album's releasing, where it's going to drop, and how to spell your name.
Okay. So for the album, I've got every Friday of February, I have new music coming out. So the 5th is going to be the first single for the album. Is Growing Pains with VJ, who, you know, I'm not sure if you're familiar with him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he's on there. And then the next 2 Fridays after that, leading up to the album, I've got singles coming out then. And then the final Friday, the album comes out. Woo. And so I'm pretty excited. I'm going to go ahead and name drop the album title that only like maybe 2 people know.
Oh, shit.
So the album is called I Must Be Dreaming, Volume 1. So there it is.
All right, guys.
I'm excited.
Look out for I Must Be Dreaming Volume 1, dropping February 26th.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening to this episode of the Floor 26 podcast. I hope you all have a wonderful day.
See you guys next week, mate.